over you. In truth, the power of your belief went into everything that you know. And since then, everything that you know has ruled your life. Obviously, when we are little children, we are overcome by the power of everyone else's beliefs. The symbols are a wonderful invention, but we are introduced to the symbols with the opinions and beliefs already there. We ingest every opinion without questioning if it is truth or not. And the problem is that by the time we master a language with all the opinions that we hear growing up, the symbols already have the power of our belief. This is not good or bad or right or wrong. It is just the way it is, and it happens to all of us. We are learning to be a member of our society. We learn a language, we learn a religion or philosophy, we learn a way of being, and we structure our whole belief system based on everything we are told. We have no reason to doubt what other people tell us until the first heartbreak happens and we find out that something they told us is not true. We go to school and we hear older kids talking, referring to us. They say, "You see that kid? He still believes in Santa Claus." Sooner or later, we find out that Santa Claus does not exist. Can you remember your reaction? How you felt when you found out that Santa Claus was not the truth? I don't think your parents had bad intentions. Believing in Santa Claus is a wonderful tradition for millions of people. The lyrics of one song describe what we are told about the symbol we know as Santa. You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. We are told that Santa knows everything we do or don't do. He knows when we have been bad or good. He knows when we don't brush our teeth. And we believe this. Christmas comes and we see a huge difference in the gifts that children receive. Let us say you ask Santa for a bicycle and you were good the whole year. Your family is very poor. You open your gifts and you don't receive a bicycle. Your neighbor who was very bad and you know what every what very bad means. Receives a bicycle. You say I was good. This boy was bad. How come it I did not receive a bicycle? If Santa Claus really knows everything that I do, for sure he knows everything neighbor did, that my neighbor did. Why would Santa bring a bicycle to my neighbor and not to me? It is just not fair, and you don't understand why. Your emotional reaction is envy, anger, even sadness. You see the other little guy riding his bicycle very happily all around, behaving worse than he did before, and you want to go and hit him or break the bicycle. Injustice. And that sense of injustice is because you believe in a lie. It is an innocent lie with no bad intention, of course, but you believe it and you make an agreement with yourself. From now on, I won't be good. I'm going to be bad, like my neighbor. Later, you discover that Santa Claus is not true. He is not real. But it is too late. You already released all the emotional poison. You already suffered the anger, the jealousy, the sadness. You already suffered from making an agreement that was based on a lie. This is just one example of how we invest our faith in a symbol. There are hundreds, even thousands of symbols, stories, and superstitions that we learn. The symbol of Santa Claus demonstrates how even believing in an innocent lie can bring up emotions that feel like a fire burning inside us. They feel like poison. They are hurting us. They are hurting our body. And we suffer from a story that is not real. The emotions are real. They are part of the truth. But the reason we are feeling them is not real. It is not truth. It is fiction. If you're asking yourself, why are you so miserable at times? It is because you are telling yourself a story that is not true. But you believe it. The truth is that your dream has become distorted. But that is not good or bad or right or wrong because it is happening to billions of other people. You are not on the only one in that situation, and that is the good news. The world of the symbols is extremely powerful because we make every symbol powerful with that force that comes from deep inside us, that force that we call life, faith, or intent. We don't even realize that it is happening, but together, all of the symbols form a whole structure made by agreements, and we call it a belief system. From a single letter to a word, from a single story to an entire philosophy, everything we agree to believe goes into that structure. The belief system gives form and structure to our virtual reality, and with every agreement we make, the structure grows stronger and gains more power until it becomes nearly as rigid as a brick building. If we imagine every symbol, every concept, every agreement as a brick, then our faith is the mortar that holds the bricks together. As we continue to learn throughout our lives, we mix the symbols in many directions, and the concepts interact with themselves to create more complex concepts. The abstract mind becomes organized in a more complicated way, and the structure keeps growing and growing until we have a totality of everything that we know. The structure is what the Toltec call the human form. The human form is not the form of the physical body, it is a form that our mind takes. It is the structure of our beliefs, our about ourselves, about everything that helps us make sense of our dream. The human form gives us our identity, but it is not the same as the frame of the dream. The frame of the dream is the material world as it is, which is truth. The human form is a belief system with all the elements of judgment. Everything in that belief system is our personal growth, personal truth, and we judge everything according to those beliefs, even if those beliefs go against our own inner nature. In the process of domestication, the belief system becomes the book of law that rules our lives. When we follow the rules according to our book of law, we reward ourselves. When we don't follow the rules, we punish ourselves. The belief system becomes the big judge in our mind and also the greatest victim because first it judges us, then it punishes us. The big judge is made by symbols and it works with symbols to judge everything we perceive, including the symbols. The victim is a the victim is the part of us that receives the judgment and suffers the punishment. And when we interact with the outside dream, we judge and punish everyone and everything else according to our personal book of law. The big judge is doing a perfect job, of course, because we agree with all those laws. The problem is that the belief system comes to life within us and use our knowledge against us. It uses everything we know, all of our rules about how we have to live our lives to punish the victim, which is the human. It uses our language to create the self judgment, the self rejection, the shame. It verbally abuses us and makes us miserable by creating our personal demons and our personal dream of hell. There are so many symbols that we can use to say the same thing. The belief system rules the human life like a tyrant. It takes our freedom away from us and makes us its slave. It takes power over the real us, the human life, and is not even real. The real us stays hidden some place in the mind, and the one who controls the mind at that point is everything we know, everything we agreed to believe. The human body, which is beautiful and perfect, becomes the victim of all the judgment and punishment. It becomes just a vehicle where the mind acts and projects itself through the body. The belief system is in the realm of the mind. We cannot see it or measure it, but we know that it exists. Perhaps what we don't know is that this structure only exists because we create it. Our creation is completely attached to us. It follows us wherever we go. We have been living this way for so long that we don't even notice that we live in this structure. And even though the mind is not real, it is virtual. It is also total power because it is also because it has also created because it is also created by life. Then something very important in the mastery of awareness is to be aware of our own creation, to be aware that it is alive. Every one of our beliefs, from a minimal one like the sound of a letter to a whole philosophy, is using our life force to survive. If we could see our mind in action, we could see millions of life forms, and we could see that we are giving life to our creation by giving it the power of our faith, by giving it all of our attention. We are using our life force to support the whole structure. Without us, these ideas could not exist. Without us, the whole structure would collapse. If we use the power of our imagination, we can use the creation of our personal mythology. the construction of our belief system, and the beginning of investing our faith in lies. In the process of all that construction, all that learning we do, there are many concepts that contradict other concepts. There are so many different dreams that we build, and when we can you scroll down, Mansi?
Done,
There
done,
sorry.
done. It's rolled up.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, thank you. There are so many different dreams that we build, and when we create so many structures, they go against one another and annul the power of our word. In that moment, our word is almost nothing, because when there are two forces going in opposite direction, the result is zero. But when there is only one force going in one direction, the power is immense, and our intentions manifest just because we say so, just because our word has all the power of our faith. As children, we invest our faith in almost everything that we learn, and this is how we lose power over our own lives. By the time we grow up, our faith is already invested in so many lives that we hardly have any power left to create the dream that we want to create. The belief system has all the power of our faith, and by the end of the equation, we remain with almost zero faith, zero power, and it is easy to see how we invest our faith in a symbol like Santa Claus. But it is not as easy to see how we do the very same thing with every symbol, every story, and every opinion that we learn about ourselves, about everything. I think this is very important to understand, and the only way to understand it is by being aware that this is what we are doing. If we have the awareness that we invest our personal power in everything that we believe, perhaps it will be easy to take our power back from the symbols, and those symbols will no longer have any power over us. If you take the power out of every symbol, the symbol become just symbols. Then they will obey the creator, which means the real us, and they will serve their real purpose to be a tool that we can use to communicate. Okay, Pranav, you can take over. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Good morning to all.
Good morning,
Am
Pranay.
I audible?
Yes, yes. Good morning. Good morning. Go on.
We find out that Santa Claus in the no longer believe in
Your
Santa
voice is
Claus.
breaking. Your
The
voice is
power is
breaking. Pranay.
just a second.
Yeah.
I'm just coming to the nearest place so that it will be easy.
Okay, okay. Yeah. You have to read from when we find out that Santa Claus is the second paragraph.
Yeah, yeah. I'm the right this thing. When we find out that Santa Claus is not the truth, we no longer believe in Santa Claus, and the power we invested in the symbol returns to us. This is when we become aware that we are the one who agreed to believe in Santa Claus. When we recover our awareness, we can see that we are the one who agreed to believe in the entire symbology. And if we are the one who put the power of our faith in every symbol, then we are the only one who can take that power back. If we have this awareness, I think we can recover the power over everything that we believe and never lose control over our own creation. Once we can see that we are the one who creates the structures of our beliefs, this helps us to recover faith in ourselves. When we have faith in ourselves instead of the belief system, we have no doubt where that power comes from, and we start to dismantle the structure. Once the structure of our belief system is no longer there, we become very flexible. We can create anything we want to create. We can do anything we want to do. We can invest our faith in anything we want to believe. It's our choice. If we no longer believe in all that we know that makes us suffer, then just like a magic, our suffering disappears. And we don't need a lot of thinking. We need action. It's action that is going to make the difference. Practice makes the master. The fourth agreement, always do your best. When you're ready to change your life, when you're ready to change your agreements, the most important thing is awareness. You cannot change your agreements if you are not aware of what you like and what you don't like. How can you change anything if you're not even aware of what you want to change? But it's more than just being aware. It's the practice that will make a difference. Because you can be aware, but that doesn't mean your life will change. Change is the result of action, it's the result of practice. Practice makes the master. Everything you have ever learned, you learned through repetition and practice. You learn to talk, you learn to walk, you even learn to write by repetition. You are a master of speaking your language because you practiced. This is the same way that you learned all the beliefs that rule your life by practice. The way you're living your life right now is the result of many years of practice. During your whole life, you practiced every moment to become what you believe you are right now. You practiced until it became automatic. And when you start practicing something new, when you change what you believe you are, your whole life is going to change. If you practice being impeccable with your word, if you don't take anything personally, if you don't make assumptions, you're going to break thousands of agreements that keep you trapped in the dream of hell. Very soon, when you agree to believe, will become the choice of your authentic self, not the choice of the image of yourself that you thought you were. The first agreement, be impeccable with your word, is all you need to create a beautiful life. It will take you all the way to heaven, but you may need support for this agreement. When you don't take anything personally, when you don't make assumptions, you can imagine that it's easier to be impeccable with your words. When you don't take assumptions, it's easier not to take anything personally and vice versa. By not taking anything personally and by not making assumptions, you're supporting the first agreement. The first three agreements may seem difficult to do. They may even seem impossible for us to do. Well, believe me, it's not impossible, but I have to agree that it's difficult because we practice exactly the opposite. All our lives, we practice believing the voice in our head. But there is a fourth agreement, and it's easy. This is the agreement that makes everything possible. Always do your best. You can do your best, and that's it. No more, no less. Just do your best. Do take action. How can you do your best if you don't take action? Always do your best is the agreement that everybody can do. Your best is, in fact, the only thing you can do. And the best thing you can do doesn't mean that sometimes you give 80% and other times you just give 20%. You are always giving 100%. That's always your intention. It's just that your best is always changing. From one moment to the next, you are never the same. You are alive and changing all the time. And your best is also changing from one moment to the next. Your best will depend on whether you're feeling physically tired or refreshed. Your best will depend on how you're feeling emotionally. Your best is going to change over time. And as you form the habit of practicing the four agreements, your best is going to get better. The fourth agreement allows the first three agreements to become deeply ingrained habits. Repetition and practice will make you the master, but don't expect that you can master these agreements right away. Don't expect that you're always going to be impeccable with your word, or that you're never going to take anything personally, or that you're never going to make assumptions. Your habits are too strong and firmly rooted in your mind. Just do your best. If you fail to keep one of the agreements, make the agreement again. Begin again tomorrow and again the next day. Keep practicing and practicing. Each day will become easier. By doing your best, the habits of misusing your word, taking things personally, and making assumptions will become weaker and less frequent over time. If you keep taking actions to change your habits, it's going to happen. Eventually, the moment will come when all four agreements become a habit. You don't even try, it's automatic, it's effortless. One day, you discover that you're ruling your life with the four agreements. Can you imagine your life when these agreements become a habit? Instead of struggling with conflict and drama, your whole life becomes very easy. If you're going to create anyway, if you cannot avoid dreaming, then why not create a beautiful dream? You have a mind, you perceive light, you're going to dream. If you make the choice to not create anything, you're going to get bored, and the big judge will resist being bored. Then, of course, it's going to judge you according to what you believe. Oh, you're lazy? You should be doing something with your life. Then why not dream well and really enjoy your dream? If you can believe in your limitations, then why not believe in the beauty and power of life that's flowing through you? Life gives us everything, and everything in life can be a pleasurable pleasure. Why not believe in the generosity of life? Why not learn to be generous and kind to yourself? It makes you happy and you're good to be to everybody around you. Why not? If you're always transforming, if your dream is always changing, even if you don't want it to change, why not master the transformation and create your personal heaven? The dream of your life is made by thousands of little dreams that are dynamic. Dreams are born, they grow, and they die, which means they're always transforming. But usually, they're transforming without your awareness. Once you're aware that you're dreaming, you recover your power to change the dream whenever you choose. When you discover that you have the power to create a dream of heaven, you want to change your dream, and the four agreements are the perfect tools for that. They challenge the tyrant, the judge, and the victim in your head. They challenge all those tiny agreements that makes your life difficult. And if you challenge your beliefs just by asking yourself if what your belief is true, you may find out something very interesting. All your life, you tried to be good enough for somebody else and you left yourself last. You sacrificed your personal freedom to live according to somebody else's point of view. You tried to be good enough for your mother, your father, your teacher, your beloved, your children, your religion, and society. After trying for so many years, you try to be good enough for yourself and you find out that you're not good enough for yourself. Why not put yourself first? Maybe for the first time in your life, you can relearn how to love yourself by accepting yourself unconditionally. And you can start by projecting unconditional love to the authentic you. Then practice loving your authentic self more and more. When you love yourself unconditionally, you're no longer easy prey for an outsider predator who wants to control your life. You no longer sacrifice yourself for anyone. If you practice self love, you will master love. Always do your best is the agreement that helps you to become the master artist. The first three agreements are in the realm of the virtual reality. The fourth agreement is in the realm of the physical. It's about just taking action and practicing until you become a dream master. By doing your best over and over, eventually you're going to master the art of transformation. The mastery of transformation is the second mastery of the artist, which you can clearly see in the fourth agreement. When you always do your best, you're taking action, you're transforming yourself, you're changing the dream of your life. The goal of the second mastery is to face what you believe and to transform what you believe. The mastery is achieved by changing your agreements and reprogramming your mind in your own way. The result you want, actually, I'm just going on reading. If anyone is interested, can please raise your voice. Yeah, if you, yeah, is the freedom of, just a moment.
If you want to stop, you can. Otherwise, you can continue. No problem. Anyone wants to read? It's just 5 minutes. We'll be reading. If you want to read, you
Yeah,
can
I'll
put
go
your
ahead,
hand.
Mansi. If there is anyone, please intimate me, dear.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
is a free, yeah, you want is the freedom to live your own life instead of the life of the belief system. When that book of law is no longer in your mind, the tyrant, the judge, and the victim are no longer in your mind either. The transformation has already started, and it always begins with you. Do you have the courage to be completely honest with yourself? To see the truth about how you write your story? Do you have the courage to see your superstitions and lies? Do you have the courage to review what you believe you are? Or are there too many wounds to see? Perhaps you are thinking, I don't know, but you are taking the challenge. You are transforming your dream, and it's happening right now because what you're doing is unlearning all your lies. The four agreements are actually a summary of the mastery of transformation. And the mastery of transformation is a process of unlearning what you have already learned. You learn by making agreements and you unlearn by breaking agreements. I repeat, you learn by making agreements and you unlearn by breaking agreements. Every time you break an agreement, the power of the faith that you invested in that agreements come back to you because you no longer need to spend your energy to keep that agreement alive. You start by breaking agreements that are small and requires less power. As you unlearn, you begin to dismantle the structure of your knowledge, and this frees your faith. As you recover your faith, your personal power increases, your will becomes stronger. This gives you the power to change another agreement and then another and another. Your personal power keeps growing and growing. And because you are much more powerful, you find that almost anything is possible. Soon you are making agreements that leads you to happiness, to joy, to love. Then these new agreements come alive and begin to interact with the outside world, and your whole dream changes. When you unlearn, which is what you're doing now, you begin by facing what you believe. How are you going to face what you believe? You only have one tool to do this, and that tool is doubt. Doubt is a symbol, of course, but what it means is very powerful. With the power of doubt, you challenge every message you deliver and receive. You challenge every belief in your book of law. Then you challenge all the beliefs that rule society until you break the spell of all the lies and superstitions that control your world. As you shall see in part 2, the fifth agreement gives you the power of doubt.
Okay, I think let's stop here then.
Yeah.
This is a new part and chapter, and this is actually here the author is going to introduce us to the fifth agreement finally, the power of doubt.
Oh,
So just reading the title, the fifth agreement is be skeptical but learn to listen. We'll read about this tomorrow.
all right. Thank you all.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you everyone. It's already 7:38, so we stop. So we are open to discuss now. So please feel free to share whatever your insights or whatever your understanding about the part we read today or whatever up until now. So feel free and please open up. I can see that some of you are here who may not have read the first book with us or maybe alone, and maybe this time also like you are very new to the book, so you can even feel free to ask if you want to ask something. It's a very nice book, and just for everyone to know, the Four Agreements is the book that we started reading with. It's a very beautiful and a powerful book. very spiritual but yet very easy to understand language and doable, like real practical doable things in our day to day life. The agreements are actually worth it. And this is the second book after that. Like it's a this is a sequel of the same book, the fifth agreement that we are reading right now. And even in this book, the author repeats the explanation or giving helping us understand what the four agreements are in short. So it's like a revision of that and a little bit of in-depth understanding of the same four agreements up until now. And now in the second part, he will be talking about the fifth agreement. So yeah, just to give you a background of what we're doing. Yeah, please everyone, please feel free to unmute and speak as you want. Yeah, please go on. Who would like to go first? Even if you have not read anything before, if whatever you have read today is a good uh, enough learning, I feel, to understand and talk about. So please go on. Please share. Yeah, Pranavi.
Yeah, what I have learned is, there are so many things to work on us. I mean, he's telling about the three agreements and the fourth agreement as well. But he has given a very clear distinction over here. He's telling that these three agreements, that is being impeccable with your words, and then don't take things personally, and don't take assumptions and all, they work at a mental realm. They stay in the mental dimension, but physically with our own actions we can follow the fourth agreement, that is do your best. This do your best is something like you can insert your physical being over there, which is actually very easy. Consciously you're working physically on that, whereas these mental dimensions, that is the other three agreements, it is possible. It is not easy nor it is hard, but then with that fourth one itself he's trying to link the other three. It's like, for example, if there is some conversation between one person and the other, if you just consciously give a thought physically that I'm going to be impeccable with my words, it is possible. So with this particular suggestion, consciously and acting as if that you're very much impeccable with the words, you're hitting the other three. That is, you're not able to you wouldn't be taking things personally, and you're not assumption, because you're very careful with the words you are choosing it. So he's telling that with the usage of the fourth one, that is do the best, you can hit the other three. So it is actually easy. If you really focus on being the best of your version, you can just tackle the other three as well. And he has given a wonderful mapping for that, which I really loved. I mean, before that I used to think that it's not that easy to work on, but now just with the subtle suggestion that I can do my best, I can encounter the other three things. And hence you can lot of the belief system patterns can be broken in this way. So that the author has mentioned it in a very beautiful way, and for me to implement from today, I can think that I can do my best, so that the other three can be in alignment with each other, and that gives a wonderful uh, result to us. Thank you all.
Very, very beautifully said, Pranavi. I, in fact, like second you on that. Today, what we started with was all about the Santa Claus story, and the Santa Claus. He talks about how in a childhood, like not many of us may not be like could be relating it with very directly, but maybe some other things like maybe God or whatever deity we worship. It could be similar to that. So, but basically, the author being a Western, this thing, he's talking about Santa Claus. How Santa Claus, the belief is put in you that when Santa Claus is watching you and he will be coming around Christmas, and if you behave good or bad, he will know. And then suddenly you see your neighbor getting a bicycle and you not getting it, and then you feel ki why he is getting it in spite of being such a bad boy, and your belief get confused, and you break that belief, and you start believing that okay, it's okay to be bad, and you like things like this happen. So he was just telling, giving that example how beliefs are uh, they're distorted. and they makes us feel confused and things around that. And then he talks very beautifully about this, and even I personally also like that part which you shared, Pranavi, which do your best. So always doing your best is always like it's like the solution of everything. So and he beautifully explains it in the earlier book also, and even now, that doing your best does not mean that you have to be the same every time. It's the best at that point of time. So whatever is possible. So I feel just having this small prompts or affirmation, that was I was thinking to have for myself, just to ask myself at the end of the day, did I do my best today? And I think that will be so beautiful. Or maybe having affirmations around these 4 5 agreements, that is so beautiful, right? Like just as a reminder, maybe uh, at the start of the day, and just following through, it will make us transform into such beautiful individual beings eventually. So yeah, and I'm really liking how is now coming to the new agreement about the power of doubt also. So this because when we talk about belief, there is so much doubt, right? We don't know what is right and wrong. So he's asking us to challenge every belief, and it's basically he's trying to put us in a lot of awareness through all these agreements. And also I'm really loving all of that. And thank you everyone for being supportive and wanting us to read this book, because I read the first one many times, like at least 2 3 times before, being a very small, and I love it. But this one I'm reading for the, I think, first or second time. First time also I did not really pay much attention to it. So I'm thanking you to like so that it's getting completed because of all of you. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Tisha, you want to add something? Please go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Good morning, all. As Pranavi said, fourth agreement is do your best. What are the other three agreements from the first book?
The first agreement is be impeccable. Yeah, Pranav, you want to say? Go on, go on.
Yeah, the first agreement is be impeccable with your words. It means that you need to be very choiceful while using the words. So if you are conscious about the using the words, it really makes your world. And second thing is, don't take things personally. What the author means to say over here is, if you take things personally, you would really forget the purpose and the goal of your life. So don't take things personally and always focus on your purpose first. So again, that paves the path towards your goals. And the third thing is, don't make assumptions. So you should not be taking the future thing in your hands, or if some conversation starts, you are not supposed to make any assumptions. Just take it with your open mind, and then you'll see the other part of the life. So he's telling all these three agreements. So whenever you work on these three agreements, then you can change your belief systems and you can work on your goals at a higher level. So among all these three, the first thing is, give always a suggestion to yourself that whatever you're doing your best. Not extremes and not less also. Just give your best. So with this taking conscious steps, you can work on the other three agreements as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Pranavi.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Yeah.
well said. I just want to add one thing to what Pranavi said. The author starts the book explaining about domestication. He calls it domestication, and he explains how we are all also domesticated beings. And he says like we are all conditioned basically since a childhood, or since we come in this world, we are being trained and taught by the people around us, by the everything. We are just conditioned basically. So conditioning he's calling the word domestication. And he says every single belief of ours is getting formed with that with the with because of that domestication. That's how we see these cultural differences, and that's how people from different areas and have different beliefs. So he starts challenging. He starts with this, that challenge your beliefs. And then he talks about all these 4 agreements, as Pranavi explained very beautifully. So then he starts talking about one by one with each of these agreement, how you can actually break out of the existing belief systems. And today also he highlighted, right? Like it's all about unlearning and learning again, unlearning the things that we have already learned. So whatever things we already believe, you need to challenge them, and we need to then set our uh, true beliefs right now as per our better understanding, and to take us closer to our authentic self. So that's what he just adds and is try to build or help us understand throughout the book, like both the books, that I would just want to add. So whoever has not read it, I would highly recommend to read the first book. Like start with that. Maybe that will really help you set a good ground and understand these concepts really better, because he explains it very beautifully, and it gets ingrained in us as we read through the book. And it's a very small book. It's a 90 page, or in fact not even 90 as the whole PDF. So maybe just 80-85 readable pages with good font size. So you will finish it very quick, like one in hardly few days, or at the most 1 week, I would say. So go for it. It will change your life, the way we look at things and everything. So yeah. Anyone else wants to add? Please go on. Yeah. Krishna, you want to add something?
Yeah, that's it, Mansi. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Anyone else? Anything from the part
Yeah,
we read before? Anything is okay. We'll be anyways new
yeah,
starting with a new agreement tomorrow. Yeah, Manishi, go on.
yeah. See the apart from all the sharing we did today, I think the critical point here is that sometime when we thought of taking action, sometime the thought becomes sometime overwhelming. Oh, I have to take, I have to do best. Do your best. Sometimes the thinking of doing your best becomes overwhelming. Sometimes I'll say that. I just relate that to myself also. So,
Very
but the
true.
point, yeah, but the point here is that when you focus on, let's say, I want to start working on some new agreement today, right? So if I just focus on making small actions, sometimes what happens is the author also emphasizes that when you are planning to make new agreements, just start with small agreements as a part of that main agreement. So what happens is that it's just like it is easy to read 5 pages a day rather than read like 1 hour, right? So it's just like we have to find the importance of taking small steps in the form of small agreements which align with our main agreement. Okay, and then the thinking of doing your best every day doesn't become overwhelming. It's just like every journey start with a single step, right? So when we start with those with love and enjoyment and passion, you are you are just basically connecting all the dots, which gets aligned from the smaller agreement to the main agreement. So I think that was also very powerful. That make small agreements on a day-to-day basis, and then just build on it, and then it will uh, it will just get aligned with our main agreement. So I think that is one powerful thing that I feel I want to share.
Yes,
And
very well pointed. Yeah.
and one more thing, it's just like believing is achieving. When you first you right, okay, if you're really passionate about something, then you have to believe it through prayers, meditation, or talking to somebody who is very successful in that line of work, basically. So you have to believe yourself, because believing is achieving. Because believe when you have a belief, then you have an inside thing which says that okay, you can do that, basically. And that is something that is very powerful force. It's just like imagination. When you imagine something over and over again, so imagination is basically the power of God. And the words have also power. Words also have the power of God. So when the author says impeccable with your words, how we use our words, that connected with our own inner energy, basically. Because the words are very powerful. That is also one important thing. Like use the powers that bring the energy inside you, and that can keep you going in every phase of life. And one more, just relevant to today's that, like any challenge, any struggle, or anything that we face, they are also. Uh, it's just like you can say that if you are not finding challenge, then the task is not worth it. Basically that is the nature of how we grow in life, actually. So when we is a challenge out in the, they have a very short time frame. So then we should based on that faith, we should believe that okay, this will also pass away. So and moreover, like when you have a uh, when we keep our emotions that one also thing is feeling is the secret. When you're feeling good and feeling good about doing something, you'll always have a good emotion, a good vibration in your mind, and the vibration is the aligning with the infinite energy. So just doing these affirmations and working on small agreements, I think they basically connect the dots from invisible to visible. And then with the doing your best every day, bring the result that you want to see, whether small or big. But consistency, doing it consistently every day makes it a complete uh, action, and like what we really need to make it happen. So do it every day, whether small or big or whatever you can, and without losing the focus, and things will fall in place. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Maniji. Yeah, very true, very true. How I just realized one more thing that with every agreement also, no, the first thing that comes to our mind when we read that like as a sentence, it is somewhere highlighting our own beliefs, and then the author also breaks that particular belief around each agreement. Like for example, I'll share mine. Like with being impeccable with your word, I looked at it like being very congruent and very promise, like keeping your promises and all of that. But it also talks about how you have to be very choosy about your words and all of that. So it's all about how we perceive it also, and he challenges it with every single agreement also. Like for example, even with the do not take things personally, or the second agreement, do not take everything personally. He talks about uh, how everyone is having their own perceptions, and so you cannot be taking everything personally. But at the same time, someone with a very emotional attitude might feel that they don't have to take everything personal. It's everything, I feel. With every agreement also, we are challenging our beliefs, and we are learning to break out of those beliefs and then looking at them with a new perspective. And so, yeah, I would encourage everyone who has not spoken also to add something if possible, so that uh, you never know, like your perspectives might be something new for everyone and could leave us with different insights altogether. So feel free if you want to add something. And anyone who want to, we still have 4 minutes to go. We can add. Who's not spoken, please, I would want them to take the chance. So you want to add something, anyone?
In the meantime, I want to add something that is from more of a spiritual point of view. That every human is a creation of God, and when we keep our emotions and faith high, we are aligning with the highest frequency of the universe. And when we put our action with that emotions, we have to always believe that we have to do our best and leave everything to the universe. Universe is all there to support you. It may take some time, but you have to just you have to have that faith, and you have to believe in that faith. And from the spiritual point of view, we have to believe that taking action is our duty of life, not that you are doing it to achieve something, to achieve to some money or on some position in your life. It is our duty to be working with our own true agreements of life. And when we work through that duty, take it as a duty. We always believe in the universal, we always believe in the power of God. And whatever we imagine, use our imagination. That is the power of that is just like God working through you. It is testing your patience and everything, persistence, but it is all working for you only. It is in the benefit of you only. So to whatever we do, we should take it as a duty basically. Not like just we do for prayers and go to temple and other things. It's just like believe in you have to believe in the believe in God and just do it, because your source of energy is same as the source of universal energy. Just keep that in line, and you will find the power to continue. Yeah, yeah, thank you.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Manichi. Yeah. Anyone who wants to add something? Anything? No one has anything to say. I hope you're understanding what we are reading and you are liking it, everyone. The whole book is basically challenging all of our existing beliefs and helping us break out of them and grow through them through these small agreements that is given. As he mentioned even today, right? These are like the tools for us to break out of our old belief system and create a new one which is more aligned with our authentic self that way. So yeah. Anyone wants to add, or we can even close then
One
if no
last
one.
thing is I would like to highlight about the power of repetition. He has insisted very arduously that, with the power of repetition itself, we can build the muscle of a particular habit. So just keep on repeating what all actions you're supposed to take it in a conscious way. So once if you take it in a conscious way, in a repetitive manner, so you can just strongly break all those belief systems and you can connect to your real authentic life. That's the real bliss of the life. So yeah, that I've just remembered and I've shared with you. Thank you all.
Yeah, very true. Thank you for adding that, all of you. And okay, then we'll close it for today, and then we'll see you all tomorrow with a new, actually, something we were really curious and waiting for throughout this book as we started the fifth agreement, finally getting started tomorrow. So we'll start with that, and now let's learn something new from what we already have learned in from the four agreements. So yeah, looking forward to tomorrow. Thank you, everyone. See you all. Also, one
Thank
more
you
thing,
all.
one announcement. I won't be joining or we are not doing anything in the afternoon as of now because I it's my daughter's birthday today and we are out.
Many,
So we
many
will
happy
be out.
returns of to your sweet little princess Mansi.
Yeah,
Stay blessed.
thank you,
Just convey
thank
my
you so
wishes
much.
to her. Yeah.
So we might have some plans and then we are out. So maybe tomorrow, like morning is still manageable because it's a early morning time, so it's fine. But afternoons are difficult for me. So if anyone wants to take a lead in that time, you're most welcome. And you can start with any book or anything you would want to start with for a few days. And I'm very much open and I would definitely want to help you with that. So if anyone wants to do that, you can. Otherwise, we'll take a break from the afternoon sessions for now for a few days. So yeah, thank you. Bye bye. See you all.
Yeah.
Have a
Bye.
great day and a wonderful week ahead. Bye bye.